And from there, we would like to interact with each one of you as well to know your a brief introduction. And we would also like to know your area of interest in AWS and what is your expectation from this course and all those points. Okay. So in order to start, my name is Saurabh and I have Nick with me. We guys are IT professionals. It's been quite a very long time we are working in IT industries, and it's been our interest or a passion, you could consider, that we guys are conducting such type of online classes, and it's been almost 3 to 4 years. We are related from different technologies background like ETL tools, data integration, informatica, data profiling, big data analytics, Hadoop, DevOps, and AWS is also one of them. Okay. Now, why we are doing this thing in terms like how we could do, how we design our course content. As I told you, like we are handling these technologies or in our daily projects, on our daily day-to-day life. Nick is AWS certified professional. He's handling AWS projects within his organization, 16 to 17 years of IT experience. We design each and every topic which is based on our project experience. So these are the topics which we are going to show you, on which Nick is going to brief you, are not something like some basic topics or kind of that. These are the topics which as a AWS professional, it is required or it is mandatory that you should know these topics because you are going to work on those topics in a project. Okay. So, in other words, we design each and everything from our project experience, from our live project experience. These sessions are not a theoretical sessions. Yes, some part of basics theory would also require to create a base of those particular objects. But the main objective of conducting these sessions is mostly towards the practical wise. Okay. Apart from that, what I personally believe and what my team also believes, Nick and other professionals who are with me in Solvexis, that it is very important for us, for an individual whomsoever wants to learn a new technology, a good knowledge and a proper knowledge is very important. The good knowledge, we refer it that you should have a good idea on each and every topic, but a proper knowledge represents that you should know which is required you to know, right? Do not just learn anything on the name of any topic. What happened most of the time, like when we interview guys for, let's say, the AWS, we'll come to know that they have a knowledge on AWS, they know AWS, but they don't know the relevant topics, they don't have the relevant skill sets. Why? Because AWS is pretty new in a market. It is not like previous old technologies and all. So it is very important to interact with some working professional with a good experience so that he could guide us to understand what is relevant to learn or what is not relevant to learn. Okay. So this is what our model, you could say, we design on for these technologies and all. What me and Nick would like to know, we just want to know the brief introduction of you, each one of you. So what we want you to unmute yourself one by one. I call out the name, and you just unmute yourself. Give us your brief introduction and your expectation from AWS sessions. Okay, what exactly you want to know? What is your area of interest in AWS? In related to which perspective you want to learn this technology, right? So Hanish, I'll start from you. Nick, Hanish is one very good friend of mine. Actually, we are together in a PMP training. So I personally know Hanish as well. So just want to let you know, Nick, this thing as well. Yeah, Hanish, please go ahead.
Hi, Saurabh. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we could hear you, Hanish.
Let me give you my short introduction. I'm working as a project manager at Allscripts. I have an experience of around 20 years, started as a developer, then into infrastructure, networking, server, and finally landed up as project manager now. I've always had this technical background, so always have a belief that I can get back to this technical thing. Not enjoying my management work pretty much, to be very frank. So I want to learn this new technology. I'm completely pressure to this, you can say. I may have a technical background with networking and servers, but haven't done anything in AWS as of such. So looking forward to your class to gain that knowledge from very basic, from very scratch, till the point where I can implement a project as well. So looking forward to you guys.
Okay, thanks a lot, Hanish.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Nick, what I'll do is I'm going to transfer this call to you. I'll be on mute, so please interact and please take it forward. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks, Anish. Uh, uh, okay, so Sai, can you? I understood your requirement, Anish. Uh, I think once you guys introduce yourself, I'll introduce me as well. Sarva has already introduced me. I'll give you my brief introduction after that. I understood your requirements. Sai, what about you?
Uh, Hi Nick. Hi Nick. This is Sai. Actually, I am working as a Java developer here.
Okay. Your voice is not there. We can't hear you. Can you type it on the chat window? We can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, right. Nope, gone again. Sai, you can type your introduction on the chat window. Meantime, Sapna, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, hi, this is Sapna. So I'm working as a QA, and in one of my project, I have used AWS and the cloud services. So just I got interest from there, and I wanted to do something in this area, completing the AWS Solution Architect certification. So my basic goal is to complete that and use that in my career.
Okay, so you are in India or US?
India, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
good.
in India.
It's good. Good that you have an aim of completing a certification just to boost around our success. I think in last couple of classes, we have got 3-4 certified people from our batches, which
Okay.
actually went back and gave the like a lot of people come to classes and they don't pursue certification, right? They forget
Yeah.
after going there. But for us as a success, we have got 3-4 people who certified from our classes when they went back
Okay.
and gave the exam. Good. So we work towards that as well. We help you doing that. Okay.
Hi,
Okay.
hi, Satya joined.
Yeah. Hi, Satya.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. So we were Satya in the middle of introducing ourselves. So now you
Okay.
have joined. Can you introduce yourself, please? Like we want to know where are you joining from, what you're working on, and what are your expectations from this class?
Okay. So actually, I got this meeting request from Hanish. I think you know Hanish
Okay.
Gaurav, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
actually, I'm working with Hanish in all scripts as a project manager. I'm
Mm-hmm.
having um 11 years of IT experience, and in that I was part of all the roles. Like I was part of development, and I was doing service delivery and project management. I had came across all the roles. So I have good experience in technology level, technical stuff. Before to the project management, I was into IBM middleware technology, that is the peer technologies. So I was
Mm-hmm.
having totally 8 years of IT experience on the middleware. I have FPA technologies, integration level technologies. So
Okay.
this AWS solution architect will be giving for me in future that give a good maybe future level good placement, good company. I am willing to work in technology level. So as a project manager, I was into functionality now. But in future, if I get opportunity, definitely I can able to convert into technology person. So I just wanted to learn AWS solution architect. So that will give me good life and good settlement and good company. So I was looking opportunity.
Perfect. I think Hanish and you are definitely towards the right path. I would agree with you guys. From my understanding, what is happening currently in this technological world is people who, if you talk about go to Netflix, right? A lot of people come to. I'll talk about AWS
Yes.
reinvent as such, but people who come to these conferences, the CTOs or CEOs, they don't call themselves as a CEO or a CTO. they say I'm a software developer. Why? Because everything which is there currently is driven by technology. Talk about Uber, talk about Airbnb, talk about Netflix, talk about Ola, talk about Flipkart, take Indian companies as well, talk about Paytm. It's all related to technology. People have ideas, people implemented them, and they won the race, right? Now, people like your SBI, you take your Citibank, all are getting scared with them. Like if you might have heard the news, like Axis Bank bought free charge currently. How much they
Okay.
paid him? They paid him 460 crores. Right now, that's not a easy money, right? It's just an idea. People implement it. Now, if you see AWS, that will help you to do. We'll talk about how AWS will help you doing that.
Okay.
I'm not saying project
Okay.
management is going to go away, but if you are good in technology, if you have smaller ideas, you can make a lot of money in this market. Okay, that is where currently world is going towards. So it's a good decision you guys are making to learn AWS. Okay, we will talk about that once we get introduction from other guys as well. Okay, it's very good,
Sure.
Satya.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
Subha, can you introduce yourself? Go ahead, Subha. We can't hear you, Subha. Sujit, meantime, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, this is Sujit, and recently I have completed my MS in Wright State University. So I'm searching for courses. One of my brother-in-law, he said me about AWS. So I just want to learn about the AWS. That's it.
Okay, very good. That's a good start to make career in. Good. Okay, Sujit. Subha, can you write it down? Write your introduction. If we can't hear you as such. Meantime, Sai wrote a message saying that he's working in Chicago and he wants to learn more about Lambda. Do you know anything about AWS, Sai?
Yes, Nick.
Okay, so see, we will cover a topic of AWS Lambda as such in this classes, but this class is not specifically uh, what do you say, covering Lambda as a separate service. Okay, not specific to Lambda, because if you see here, we have a lot of services to cover, because what we are trying to do here is like if you go into the job market, you should be able to showcase something to the people, right? How will you get a call for an interview? One thing is, yeah, who is this? Okay. So one thing is you need to showcase your experience. If you don't have an experience in that technology, you should show some certifications, right? So this class is a balance of both. Okay, we will try to cover, it's a certification oriented plus a practical exposure which is required. Like I am having around 17 years of experience in different technologies. You name it, like from Power Builder to Oracle Developer to PL SQL, Oracle PL SQL, SQL Server, then shell scripting, Python, then you talk about data stage, Informatica, data warehousing. Okay, now I'm doing AWS, I do Ansible, I do Terraform, automation part of it. Okay, so I do a lot of things. So I have a wide variety of experience, and I'm actually a solution architect now, building a solution on AWS for my company. Okay, so I have quite a lot of experience into these technologies, and as such, if you see this, the requirement is you should know this, the basic things at least. When this is an associate level course, certification course which we are trying to put together, we are we have put together, and which will help you to go make ready for your interviews as well as for the certification. It's just not for certifications. We will try to make it as practical as possible so that you're ready to go for any interviews or go and work on the projects. Okay, so that's an intention of this class. Lambda, definitely I'm going to cover, but I'll cover a sample of it, sample example of Lambda, how that works, and then I'll give you more references to Lambda. You can go and learn about them. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
So you said, I heard about it, cloud computing and AWS. I'm very new to this one and want to learn AWS. Yes, definitely. So class 1, which we are going to do, I'm not sure when we're going to start, Wednesday or Thursday we're going to start the new class, but definitely I'm going to cover how all this. Have you guys heard about Docker? Have you heard about
Yeah.
Mesos? Have you heard about Chef, Puppet, Ansible? Have you heard about these things? Microservices. Okay, these are talking points these days. Okay, not only talking points. This will fetch you lot of money. Okay, and not only money. If you have ideas of your own, you can implement them. Okay, so it's like because of AWS or any tech, or not only AWS. If you go to cloud, because of cloud, everything is become easy. You don't have to invest money into infrastructure. Okay, a lot of services which were before not easily available to be invested in, now they are pretty easily available. Okay, so that is how it is. So we'll cover about them in a minute, but I got what all of you want from these classes, and definitely, as Saurabh said, we are trying to get you certified. It doesn't mean that I can go and give an exam for you. I'll try to prepare you guys for the certification. It's definitely in your hands to go and study. We'll give you a lot of reference material also, so you can go and read them and go and appear for the exam. That is in your hand. Study is in your hand. I will try to make your life easy. Okay. Plus, we'll do a lot of practicals as well. Here, I cannot go and see what practicals you do. I'll show you a lot of labs here. You go and practice them. We are going to give you the recordings as well after the classes. So you go and read them, learn them, and try to implement them. Okay. So that is the way we conduct our classes. Okay, any questions till now? Okay, so what, so like first question is how this is going to help you guys. Okay, first, I don't want to go in depth into AWS as such. First, I want to get into why AWS, right? First and foremost importance is, like Sujit said, he wants to learn AWS because he just completed his MS. Exactly. Now, Hanish and Satya said, I want to learn AWS because that will secure my future. And I definitely agree with them. If you see a lot of news these days, jobs, like lot of jobs are going away, like because of automation. They're saying artificial intelligence, automation, DevOps, right? A lot of things are coming into picture, right? And unless you retool yourself, you are going to definitely go out of job. Okay, unless you have a lot of money, you should be not worrying about learning any new technologies. Okay, I agree with you. If you have money, don't learn these technologies. It's not that simple to learn them. You have to dedicate your time. Okay, but if you see here, this is one of the sample certifications which we covered, which I picked from a magazine, which says, see at the topmost, Amazon Web Services Certified Solutions Architect Associate Exam. That is the topmost certification which is going on in, was going on in 2016. I don't think it has changed in 2017. It is almost the same. Okay, so that is why you should do this certification, which will help you to build your career on. Okay, so does it make sense, guys? And I think you have at least made an attempt. I don't know whether you have signed up for the course yet, but at least you have made an attempt to come to this course. It means you're interested in knowing this technology, plus you are interested in going and giving in certification, making a career into this. And I definitely guarantee you there is no option for any one of us in IT industry not to learn AWS. Have you seen the world's richest? Who is the world's richest person now? Do you know?
Amazon CEO.
AWS CEO.
Exactly, right? So he displaced Bill Gates, right? Why? Amazon is everywhere. Okay, it's not just because Amazon.com, AWS, like Amazon Web Services, is making hell out of
He's in
uh,
food market also.
yeah, that's what. So he's making lot of people's life easy. If he, what he says, he's not just for to earn money. Okay, if you see his services, he sells those services at very cheap rate. Okay, he says customer satisfaction is my. I'm once customer is satisfied, I'm going to win. Okay, because people, like, there are millions of customers who are using AWS. Okay, so that is how he'll earn money. Masses, he will give this his technology to the masses, and masses will be helped with the cheaper technology, plus he will also earn money because he's earning on mass, right? So that is how it is. So it's for us, anyone who is in technology world cannot skip learning AWS. That's what my take is. Okay, and I believe you might have heard about that as well. That's why you're here. Okay, if you talk about Microsoft Azure, you talk about these guys, Google Cloud, they're far behind. Microsoft Azure is trying to invest a lot of money and try to come close to AWS, but I don't think they will be able to make it in next 5 or 6 years or 10 years time. Okay, because AWS is not only just investing in infrastructure. If you see, it is investing a lot of into making services on AWS. We'll talk about them in a moment. Okay, so that is why I would say it is very important for us to learn AWS. Okay, now there are different kinds of certifications available. Okay, now they have added two more. Okay, one is big data and one is networking, but these are the basic ones. So if you see on the left hand side, there is AWS solution architect, there is AWS certified developer, there is AWS sysops administrator. Okay, so specifically this class we are learning AWS certified solution architect. Okay, associate exam in these classes. Then you can go to professional. There are very few people who have got 5 certifications in this world. I'm all 3 certified associate levels. I'm planning to give professional in next 6 months. Okay, so I know how these exams are. I can help you guys to learn, study for them. But ultimately, again, it is up to you to learn and study and go for exams. Okay, so these are any questions on certifications, guys? Somebody has a question. Nagendra, I just joined. I am pursuing my master's in computer science from Eastern Illinois University. I'm going to complete my master's in this August, and I don't have any experience in AWS. I want to learn this course and I want to do the certification. Okay, Nagendra. So you're in the right place. As I said before, we are here to give you a practical exposure as well as preparing you for certifications. Okay. Okay. So do you have any questions on this, guys, on certifications?
Nick, this is Anish here.
Yeah, Anish.
Nick, just an overview of what kind of exams do we have? Is it do we have to go through a Prometric Center, and what is an approximate fees for this exam?
Yeah. So you have to go to criterion. They call it as KRITERION. Prometrics is almost gone from the market nowadays. They like they're switching. A lot of people are switching to criterion now. So you have to go to the exam centers and give the exam. And all associate exams are the fees are $150, and they give you 55 questions, and all are multi-choice questions. Okay, and what they say is at least you should get 70% marks. There is no passing criteria as such. Okay, so they say that I don't know what it is called. It's a rolling structure, something like that. They see during like last 2 months or whatever, during that period, how many people have passed with how many marks. Okay, depending on that, uh, they they select a criteria of whether I should give you passing at 65% or 70%, something like that. Okay, so there is no minimum criteria saying that I need 80% marks to clear this exam, but your aim should be at least earning 70% marks. Okay, I've seen people who have passed at 67% also, but at least you should aim for 70% marks. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I have a question here, Satya here.
Yeah.
Whether this exam need to give, like you said, promoted center, or we can do through online or somewhere sitting in home, or we can need to go there and give the exam.
Yeah, you have to go there. You cannot sit at home and give that.
So I cannot do from my home and give the exam.
No. You have to go to the exam center.
They have centers, like you mean to say, if they have tie up with different centers and need to go there.
Yes. You can search on the site. They will show you the different cities where you can select your exam
It's
centers.
like a promoted center, right? How the PMI is conducted like that, right?
Correct, exactly. That's what Anish was saying, prometric centers, right? So similar to that. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? And just to let you know, I am on all 33 certified on the gray colors which are there, right? I'm certified all 3 of the exams.
I have one more question. You are certified with the solution architect and the developer and operations administrator.
Yeah.
So you are you said AWS certified solution architect in current market is good, right? You're saying something.
See, developer is very basic level, so I won't suggest you guys because you are quite experienced. I would say start with solution architect. That will give you a lot of knowledge on AWS services. Okay, it may not be in depth as what developer is, because solution architect anyway doesn't have in-depth knowledge. That's what I would say. Okay, don't take me wrong. Solution architects has a wide knowledge on a lot of services, which service to be used for what. Okay, developers are going to be real implementers, and then sysops is quite a little bit harder than developer is simple, solution architect is at middle level, and sysops is little harder. Okay, that goes more towards operations and all that stuff. Okay,
As my experience, I need to be more for solution architect.
Correct. I would say anyway.
That also saying same AWS certified DevOps engineer, AWS certified DevOps engineer. What is different?
Those are advanced level exams. Okay.
Second and third one.
Third one, right? SysOps, right? That's what you said, right?
No, I'm talking about in the grade, not grade one. The yellow color mentioned, right?
These are advanced level. These are associate levels, means at starting level. Okay, and those are advanced level. Now, when you say solution architect can be at general level and it can be at advanced level. Like if you say solution architect, now you should know a lot of things when you go to advanced. Like they will give you a lot of scenario questions. Now, at base associate level, they may not ask you that detail. Okay. Now, when you come to advanced level, you should be actually working on AWS. Now, when I start with associate, it may not be required that you are an AWS experienced person. But when you go to advanced, definitely you should have at least 1 year's experience to apply to go and give these exams, because there are a lot of scenario based questions, real life scenario questions they ask into those exams. Okay.
It's like PMI, PMP. I know that.
Yeah. Right, you can say that.
And I think there is a mandate also, like once you clear the associate level, then only you can go for the professional level.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can't directly solution architect?
No. If you see here, it is the mapping here. If you are solution architect associate, then you can give solution architect professional. Okay.
Oh.
If you see developer and sysops, then you can give DevOps exams. Associate DevOps engineer. You cannot jump into directly these exams.
And I think next we could see in our past classes and all, all those who don't have any experience in AWS, they can also directly jump to solution architect. I think that is the only
Correct.
certificate, right, which is required in market, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I've seen a lot of traction, okay? Lot of traction into AWS these days. Not only in US, in India also. I can give you an example of one of the person who came to for an interview. I think Hanish and Satya would be. Hanish is more towards networking guy. I think he would answer me. Anyone knows what is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6 IP addresses? I think Anish would know that, but anybody knows?
32-bit and 64-bit. That's it. And we can have a lot of IP addresses in IPv6.
Okay, which is 32-bit, which is 64-bit?
IPv4 is 32-bit.
Okay, and
IPv6 is
IPv6.
64-bit.
Very good. Go and Google Sapna.
I guess. But it's like we can have more addresses in IPv6. That's why like
I know.
suppose lot number.
So I have seen people who come. Give me a minute, okay? There is somebody on the door. Let me open.
So IPv4 is 32-bit length and IPv6 is 128-bit length.
Hello. Sorry, guys. I just. Okay. So where were we? We were talking about 64-bit and 32-bit, right? Okay. Hanish, is Sapna correct?
IPv4 is 32-bit and v6 is 128-bit.
Exactly. That is correct. Now, this question I asked AWS certified person. Okay. I was taking an interview and I asked this question to him. Now he gave me similar answer, 64-bit and 32-bit. Okay, and that's not correct, right? Now why I'm giving this example, because when you go for interviews, such questions are asked. Okay, and we here in these classes, I take a lot of interviews. Okay, and Saurav also does that. So we are here to let you know certain important aspects of interviews also, or things which people ask you. Not only ask you, this is not it's common sense question, right? So we'll try to cover such things also in the classes. Okay, so that is the intention of. I just wanted to give an example, like the class which we conduct is just not meant for giving you just a theoretical knowledge, but certain practical things also. So certain things you might think that I'm talking a lot, okay, but actually I'm not speaking a lot, because you're not from that background. You might think that he's talking irrelevant things here, but may not be. Okay, because if you go for interviews, definitely people will ask such questions to you, and those may not be irrelevant for them, for you, when you go for those such kind of interviews. So that's what I just wanted to highlight, that we are going to cover such kind of things in the classes. Okay, make sense, Sapna?
Yeah.
Okay, any questions on this? Okay, so how we take the class trainings. Okay, so it's like we have a course material which I will show you. I think you might have gone through that course material as well. So I might have shared it with you. So we are going to cover those. We will take 2 hours a daily class. Okay, a 1.5 hour, 2 hours. I don't want to bombard you with a lot of information. So we'll try to do that in 1.5 hours to 2 hours on daily basis. We'll cover that in 12 to 13 classes overall. Okay, it is not like we are time bound here that we will cover only in 12 classes or 13 classes. It depends on what kind of questions you ask, how much interest you show in the classes. We can extend to a couple of more classes also. It's not like we are time bound here with 22 hours or 24 hours, something like that. We certainly we have a time limit. We go from 22 hours to 30 hours between that, not beyond that. It is not required to go beyond that hours, but generally we keep it between 22 to 30 hours, which should be enough for solution architect exams. Okay, then we will show you how to set up an account in AWS. What we will do in that is in the classes as well, like once you set up a class, we will cover a theory, then we will cover labs for every class. Okay, so you get used to that, how to build your EC2 instances supposedly, how to create a file, upload the file in S3, then how to create an elastic load balancer, auto scaling, right? So all these things we will do practically as well, and we will give you those what is recordings as well, so that you can go and practice as a so that it will help you, right? Because unless you'll see here how I do and then you'll forget, right? That doesn't make sense. What you can do is you go back, refer to those videos, and go and practice those labs again on your own. Then we'll have some tests. Like we generally, what I do is we have in couple of classes, I'll give you some questions. I'll try to get answers from you. We'll solve it here. Then not only tests, we will see, I'll give you some assignments as well. I expect you guys to go and do those assignments. Okay, so that will help you to dirty your hands. Unless you practice, nothing is nothing, you will not be able to grasp things, right? Like everywhere you see any technology is like that. You just see and watch, doesn't make sense. You have to go and practice. Okay, and then certification preparation, I'll give you a lot of what do you say, white papers to read. Not a lot of, there are 5 to 6 white papers you should read before you go for exams. There are FAQs you should read. I'll let you know which FAQs you should go and read. Okay, and give you some links of sample question papers where you can go and read them, which will help you certify yourselves. Okay, and at the last we will have a project. I'll do a practical project WordPress site using all AWS technologies. Okay, which we're going to learn in these classes. Okay, any questions on this training details?
How many labs you gonna conduct? And
see if you see who asked this question, please.
My name is Sujit.
Yeah, Sujit. Sujit is something like this. If you see here, we have this, right? Now, first class will not have any labs as such, because I want to cover theory, how AWS sets up in the market, and how it will be helpful for your career. So that will not have labs. But if you see any other thing like AWS storage services, CLI, EC2, database services, VPCs, elastic load balancer, everything will have your 30 to 40% of theory and rest labs. Okay.
Okay.
So every class will have labs. It's not.
Nick,
It's almost 60% of labs, 40% of theory.
Nick, this is
Wait,
Anish.
sir. Yeah, Hanish. Yeah.
Nick, I wanted to ask you, would you assist, or would we be able to set up a lab for ourselves to do the practicals?
See, AWS is a web service, right? You will create an account for you. I'll show you how to create an account, and AWS gives you a free tier option for 1 year. Okay, so whatever we are going to do here in this classes, 95% of it qualifies for free tier. Okay, so it's like you can go on and practice on your own. I'll show you how it can be done, and then you can go at home and do it again. Okay, and that is where
All
we'll
right.
give you our recordings also, right? So you can, if you forget something, it doesn't happen that you don't know what to do. It will be there explicitly done for in the videos.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah. Any other questions? Sujit, does it
Yeah,
answer your
hi.
question?
Yeah.
1 minute. Yes, Sapna.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, what's the full duration for this course?
Yeah, as I said, we are going to do it 1.5 hours, 2 hours daily, and it can go to 12 to 13 classes. So it's around
Okay.
24 to 26 hours, but we are not bound with that timelines. Generally,
Okay.
classes go between 22 to 30 hours. Okay,
Okay.
so it doesn't require more than 30 hours as such. We have seen it has gone maximum till 27 hours. I've
Okay.
done almost classes for around with Solvexis for around 6 months now, uh, for AWS as such. So it is not, there was only one class which went to 27 hours. Okay, everything else was between 24 to 25 hours.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else has any questions? Okay, no questions. Okay, so what else is there in my slides? Okay, duration we spoke about. Recordings will give you what happens if I miss a class. This is a relevant question. I think you will have recordings for you, and we are open for, you can send any questions if you have. It's not like we will not answer your questions. You can, I've seen people asking me questions on emails, so you can definitely ask questions on the emails. We will try to respond to your questions. It may not be quick and fast because we are also working professionals, but definitely even after your classes are finished, I'll be able to help you guys. It doesn't mean that once you finish the classes, we will be out of touch, right? It's a small world, so we can be in touch anytime later on as well. Okay, and as I said, study materials, I'll give you a few links to study, as well as I think, Saurav, do we share the material to them?
Yes, yes, Nick, we do have a soft copy, the PDF version of those study materials, which we are going to share with each and everyone. Okay. So, guys, what you could do is you can just continue with this session related to the duration and study material. I will take it at the end of the session. So, please, you can discuss your technical queries as of now with Nick, and we'll discuss it later for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, any other questions, guys? And see, just to before going anywhere else, I'll just highlight what we are going to cover here in this classes. We are going to cover getting started with AWS. Okay, so this is module 1. Like we'll talk about different cloud models, cloud services, why AWS, why people are going to AWS. Okay, we'll see virtualization, what is Docker, what is Mesos, and all that microservices. We'll not go much in depth in this, but definitely as a cloud engineer, you should know these technologies and why they are making so much noise in the market these days. Okay, and that is what we'll cover in this module 1. Then comes module 2. We'll talk about storage services like S3 and CLIs. Like not only you can work using management console like web services, but you can do it through your like you write shell scripts, right? So similarly, you can write CLIs for AWS as well. Okay, can you guys give me a minute, please? My son wants to tell me something. Just a sec, okay? Subba has a question saying what technical competency level would require to pursue certification. Subba, if you follow the classes I'm taking and the study material if you read, I think that should be enough for your to go for the certification. Okay, but you need to study as well. I think you're quite experienced, right? 7 to 8 years experience, right? Yeah, so things will be little different here. Definitely not to the not to your regular job. Definitely it is different. That is why you need to study also. Okay, but there is no option for anyone of us to skip this. I'll tell you about what is happening. Okay, so this is storage services. We'll talk about AWS CLI, S3, EBS, and all that. Then we'll talk about Amazon EC2, Elastic Compute Services. That is where you create your servers, maybe Linux servers, Windows servers, and all that. So this is how EC2s are. Then we'll talk about database services. This is one of the important services like relational database services or NoSQL databases, DynamoDB. We'll talk about EMR as well, Elastic Map Reduce. Okay, we'll create a cluster and see how it works. Okay, EMR will not be required for exams as such, but will as a side we are covering it here so that you are aware of what is EMR. Then virtual private cloud, this is very important topic for any AWS guy. Okay, virtual private clouds. So here we'll talk about your CIDR blocks that 32-bit and say 128 bits, whatever we spoke about. I'll give you a brief idea about how it works, and definitely that will help you for going and attending interviews. And this VPCs is quite important for all three exams, associate exams. Okay, so we'll cover that. Then comes elastic load balancers and auto scaling. You might have heard about them. If not, we'll cover them in depth. Okay, any web applications which are created these days needs load balancers. Okay, they need auto scaling, right? Depending on supposedly you have, suppose you're talking about Facebook now, right? There are millions of users on Facebook. Now behind the scene, there are definitely servers which are giving you service, right? Now, when I say there are number of users which are coming to those servers, I need to have a load balancer for that, right? I have suppose 100 servers catering to millions of users. Now, even if all those millions users, if they go to the one single server to get their information, that is not going to work, right? Their experience is going to be very slow. That is user experience because they are hitting to the same server. So that has to be balanced. How that can be balanced? So there are load balancers available in the market, like called HA proxies, right? So you can have them and balance your work and send those requests to different servers depending on the workload workload of every server. Now that can be done manually using HA proxies and all that. You can install them and configure them manually and all that. So definitely people are doing that. But Amazon has brought a service called Elastic Load Balancer. You will see how easy it is to set up when we do the practicals. Okay, so that is where we'll cover load balancers. Then comes auto scaling. What is auto scaling? Supposedly you have think about your Diwali vacation or Diwali, uh, you go to Flipkart or Amazon, right, during Diwali and buy something. Now what happens during that time? Suddenly there is spike of users coming to my site and asking for or buying something, right? Now normal days, if I am using 10 servers to cater to those users, right, normal days, but in Diwali, suppose there were in normal days there were 1,000 users, and during Diwali, that's the sudden rise comes up because of your discounts and all that. Out of 1,000 there will be 2,000 people coming to my sites. Now for 1,000 people I was using 10 servers. Now those 10 servers cannot cater that for 2,000 users. My user experience will be slowed down, right? So for that you need to add more servers to the fleet so that your user experience is better. Now how that can be done? That can be done again manually, right? but I don't want to do that manually. It is very difficult to go and do that manually. I'm talking about only 10 servers. Amazon may not be using 10 servers. There are a billion people who are going to Amazon services or Amazon site. So there will be thousands of servers which they have to manage. Okay, that can be done using auto scaling, right? So we'll see what is auto scaling and all that detail. We'll configure them. We'll see how it works. We'll so see that practically. You will also do it and see there are servers which are increased. So you add servers automatically, you decrease servers automatically. That will be fun thing to do. Okay, we'll see that in auto scaling. Now that in module 7 we'll see different services called Lambda, right? Then we'll see Elastic Beanstalk. We'll see Cloud Formation. Okay, these are all management tools. Then we'll talk about Route 53 also. Okay, lot of smaller services we'll talk in module 7, module 8. Then there is another service called IAM and securities. We'll talk about that in our OpsWorks, that is Chef. Okay, we'll talk about that in module 9. Then in module 10 we will do a mock project. Okay, as I said, we'll do a WordPress website creation, and we'll use most of the services like your CDN, S3, like load balancer. Then we'll talk about auto scaling and all that. And we'll, like, if you see till module 9, we will be using them individually, one service at a time. But all that will be combined together into a project in module 10. So you'll understand how those are used in practical life. Okay, so that will be helpful for you guys in module 10. Okay, and then in the same class, what I'll do is I'll share with you some study material so that you can go ahead and read them for your exams. Okay, any other question? Any questions on the modules? Subba is asking, as your experience in AWS, what are the important concepts which are regularly in industry? See, it all depends on Subba, what kind of industry you are in. Now, these are the, see, Amazon has devised this, what do you say, certifications based on what they see in the market, right? These are the services which are generally used in the market. Okay, you are a middle tier experienced guy, right? That's what you said, if I'm correct. Now you might have seen this elastic load balancers, auto scaling, or lambda, or not lambda as such, automation and all that, right? So if you see here, they touch base to every service here in this exam, right? But if you go actually go and work in the industry, if you ask me, I'm not using auto scaling. No, I'm using auto scaling. I'm not using elastic load balancers. I'm using lambda quite a lot. Okay, I'm using lambda with Python. Okay, you might use it with Node.js. Okay, you might use it with .NET. Okay, I use very less CLIs, AWS CLIs. I use quite a lot of Python. I use Ansible. I don't use OpsWorks. Okay, I use Cloud Formation with Ansible for my automation purposes. So it all depends on what kind of company you are working in, what kind of customer you're working for. Okay, see, I cannot specifically tell you this is good in the market or this is not good in the market. Okay, now I'm consulting to someone, he is talking about elastic search. Okay, so I have to read that and I have to consult him on Elasticsearch. So it all, there are humongous services. Okay, Subha, and the whole information technology market is changing quite a lot. So there are no specific things I can tell you that this is very important. But whatever the services which are captured in this course by Amazon are generally easy, like VPC. VPC is required for you to know. Without that, without creating a network for yourself, you cannot build any services. You should know it. S3, you should know it, how to store your files into S3. EC2 instances, you should know it. That is not an extra thing you are doing. Okay, you cannot go to the market, I say I know EC2. No, you cannot go to the market and say I give me a job. Nobody will do that, right? These are basic things you should know by for sure. Okay, so that is what they have. That is how they have designed this course. Okay, so again, it's specific to specific customers. What services are being used? Does it answer your question, Subha? You are a database administrator. Okay. Now, how will it? So, Bharat, I work quite a lot on databases. Okay, I am in a data warehouse. I was a data warehouse consultant for 7 to 8 years. Okay, now I was working on premises databases. Okay, on premises in the sense we used to have an Oracle server in our premises, right? SQL server in premises. Now, what is happening? Amazon has its own RDS service called Oracle. They have SQL server. They have MySQL. Okay, working on database won't change as such. Okay, because that's a database, but that is being hosted now in AWS. Right now, when I host the database on AWS, I need to know how to interact with them. Right now, there is a reason for hosting the database into AWS. I want, along with AWS, I want to bring my all other relevant services to AWS. Like I want to bring my web server on AWS. I want to bring my application server on AWS. Now that is where your, if you have an additional knowledge of AWS, you can extend your job profile not only as a database administrator plus an AWS administrator. Now days are going away where they are saying I need only database administrator, because lot of work which was done by an administrator is going away. Amazon is saying you provision an Oracle database, you don't have to worry about patching of the database. You don't have to take backups of the database. I will give it to you automatically. Now what is administrator's job? That is reducing, right? So unless you have an additional knowledge of AWS, it will be very, very difficult to go and survive. Okay, that is where AWS knowledge will come handy. Okay, and I'm not telling lies. I've seen that happening in the market. Okay, that is why I'm telling you this. Does it answer your question, Bharat? Doesn't answer your question. Okay, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
As you said, a solution architect will be using a database for the process, right? For the application communication for a database with the AWS. So what I'm trying to understand is like how we can, like, as you said, if there will be a AWS admin and then a database admin when combined with together, so it can where the admins can go away. So what I'm trying to understand is like how it will be, how they will be hosted, like when you're trying to host an application on the AWS. So how they're going to communicate with the database administrator?
I didn't get your question, but what I meant is, when I'm saying administrator jobs will go away, it doesn't mean that all the administrators job will go away. Now, if you see how many administrators you have in the for you, like you have a backup administrator, right? You have to create table spaces. There are a lot of things which you do on Oracle database, right? You do patching, a lot of things you do, right? Now, if that is taken care of by AWS on its own, he say just click of the button and say you take backup for me on daily basis during this time. What will happen? You have a backup engineer or administrator to take backups.
Yes, we do have a backup administrator.
Correct. Now that job is gone because AWS is taking care of its own. Right? So that is what is happening. I'm not saying all the jobs will go. Definitely, you as an Oracle expert, you need an administrator. But I don't need 10 administrators. I can live with only 5.
Okay.
If you have an AWS administrator, along with, suppose you have a knowledge of AWS along with Oracle, what will happen? Who will be preferred? You will be preferred, or the other person who has only Oracle knowledge will be preferred?
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That is what is happening. That is what they're saying. You might have heard to this, automation is killing jobs. Low-end jobs are going. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That is where this is coming into play. Okay. Make sense? Okay. Any other questions, guys? Okay, so we are almost we have spoken about for 1 hour. If you don't have any questions, if you have questions, please ask. If not, then I have covered what we are going to do in 24 hours or 24 hours of our classes. Okay. If you have any specific questions, please ask. If not, Saurav,
Yeah.
can you take over from me?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, I just want to make this session open for everyone. I really request each one of you to interact, to ask question. It would be really good for you guys only. Do you have any other question, guys? Shruti, Nagendra? Okay. See, sir, could you please open that course content on our website, which we have regarding AWS? I will take it from there. Okay. See, these 10 modules which we design keeping everybody's in mind. So, as per the discussion, it is these are the topics or how we conduct the classes on these topics. It is not related to the perception of of any single student or any single participant. What I was trying to mention, if somebody is having 10 years of experience and if somebody is just a fresher or doing some graduation and still studying somewhere, so it is not related to that. No, it is not like that. So we keep a base on a very single thing. We started from the basics and slowly we'll take it forward up to one professional levels. So which would be helpful for everybody. And most of us, if you could see right now who joined, we don't have any experience related to AWS. So we can't say if anybody is having 10 years of experience, so he knows something and we need to drive our sessions according to his experience level. No, it is not like that. Whatever we are going to start from day one, from module one, we start from the basics, which would be helpful for a fresher as well, which would be helpful for a experienced professional as well. Okay. Now, apart from that, in terms of the duration as well, I would like to say the duration of the training depends on many things. If you would like to understand how much time Nick is going to take to cover these topics or his views on those topics, I could say he could take only 8 hours or 10 hours. Correct. A training, do not call it as a training, it is more like a knowledge sharing in which we need a good interaction. Until and unless you guys have come up with your questions, until and unless you practice on assignments which Nick is going to share it with you and come up with a lot of things, we call, and then at the end of the day, when we combine the total time, that we call it as a duration. So from our end, as Nick mentioned a couple of times, we are not going to work on some fixed timelines that, this timelines has been over, whatever we covered, that's fine, or we are running fast, something like that, that we have to finish uh, between this timing. So we are not doing like that. We are not running multiple batches. We are also working professionals. We are very happy to take it one batch for the entire month or something like that. Nick don't have that much bandwidth as well. So that is how we conduct. Okay. Uh, do you have any question for me, guys? Could you just anybody can unmute? Mayank, you joined pretty late. Yeah, Nagin, tell me. Yeah, Nagin, go ahead.
I don't have any question. I
Okay.
don't have any questions.
Okay, Nagin, no issue. Yeah. Bharat.
It's me actually.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Uh, Actually, Nick was trying to explain me like it's AWS is like trying to make it an automation
Mm-hmm.
of the process.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to understand like what might be the difference between the OEM what we have and then the AWS that you're trying to explain me. So what might be the difference to automate certain things?
Okay. Now I tell you, you're working as a database administrator, Bharat, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So which database you are using?
And don't know about the what the question that I'm asking. So I don't want to bounce the ball from on them. Just like it's out of curiosity, I'm asking this.
Okay, so might be I'll take your question in this way, like how is it beneficial for anybody to get into AWS, right? Whether he's from
Yes.
the Java background, whether he's from the administration background, whether he's from the project management background, why should I want to learn? Why it is why is it required for me to know about AWS? Can I take it? Can I take this question like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay. So you are using which database, Bharat?
We have Oracle 11G and then 12C.
Okay, so just be with me. I just want to discuss a couple of things with you regarding the same your requirement to answer your question. And please, guys, please, please pay attention on that. It is very helpful for everybody to understand why it is important for everyone to learn AWS. Okay, so Bharat, when you are using Oracle, where it is actually set up, the server where it is present, at which location it is
It's on the
present?
Linux.
No, that is fine, but
It's on the Exa.
okay, so the particular database must have some physical architecture, some nodes or some database would be present at some location in Chicago, Illinois, at the client location, right?
Yes.
Okay, and how many servers would be there at the client location?
We have almost 9 servers
Nine servers.
up and running.
And what is the volume of the data which your client handles on a daily basis?
Close to 1 million records
Close to 1
each day.
million records every day. Okay. Now just try to understand Bharat from the client perspective. Your client actually needs to maintain that space or invest a cost using which your client will handle 1 million data every day. If suppose you have your laptop and you have the hard disk, how many hard disk you need to purchase to store the 1 million data every day? You need to
Hmm.
invest your cost, right? You need a physical location, you need a physical devices for that. What Nick was trying to mention it over here is it using AWS, Amazon is providing services to your client, not to you.
Okay.
Okay, it is
Hmm.
not like a technology which you could use for your client. Amazon is selling their services to the client. Okay, now what Amazon is selling, it is saying you don't need to purchase the individual hard disk. You can just purchase my service and store your data at my premises. You don't need an infrastructure setup. You don't need your centers, data nodes, or something like that. You don't need a specific room where you can set up your server and store data. These are the things which is taken care by Amazon. Now, once your client, what is your client name, by the way, Bharat? Can you just tell me for which client you're working?
Government?
Walmart?
No, it's a state government.
State government. Okay, let's say ABC is the name of the, or let's say Walmart is the name of the client. It is my client actually. It's a Finland-based company. Let's say the Walmart
Mhm.
purchase services from Amazon to store the data. Okay, now who is going to handle this thing? Amazon is only the provider. Who is going to handle this services for Walmart? Walmart needs some professionals. Amazon is not selling their resources to Walmart. Amazon is selling services to Walmart. Now, once Walmart purchase the storage services from Amazon, at the same time, Walmart needs resources or professional who can handle this services for Walmart. What you are doing right now, you are providing your services to manage to take the backup of Oracle data. Okay, like this, who is going to provide services to Walmart using the Amazon services?
Okay, you are telling that it's similar to the Oracle Exadatas, right? That's what you're trying to
I'm not
tell.
sure about the Hexadata and all, but it is more like when we talk
That
about Oracle. So, for Oracle, I need to physically set up everything, right? But for the Amazon, I don't need to do that,
okay.
right? So, I mean, Nick, is it possible for you to show a console? I think that gives him a very good idea, like what we are
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah,
that's what I was trying to
yeah, right,
wait. Huh?
correct. Meanwhile, I'll take any other question. Do you have any other question, guys? Meanwhile, Nick will open a console and he will present it. Anish, do you have any question? Mayank, you there? Mayank? Yeah.
I'm here. I have one question,
Yeah, please go ahead.
very general. During this course, if I want to have a setup of some simulation kind of setup where I can practice creating the.
Yeah, that's okay. I got it. That's what he's showing right now, Mayank. In AWS, it is not like a individual softwares that we need to set up on our machine. It is everything is going to perform all the activities, hands-on exercises for your practice purpose. You are going to do it on the actual environment of AWS, which is Amazon Web Console, which Nick is showing right now on your screen, what he's trying to open it right now. So each and every individual during the class, yes, we are going to help you out how to set up your account on AWS console. In actual projects also, we are working on the same console. Okay, so it's a free tier for 1 year, which Amazon is providing for the practice purpose. We could do all assignments, hands-on exercises on the same console. And in projects and live projects also, we need to use the same console. Did I answer your question, Mayank?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Sai, do you have any question for me or Nick? Sai, you there?
Yeah, I am there.
Yeah, Sai.
No, I don't have any question.
Okay, so you understood the importance of AWS. I think
Yeah, I
you're also
understood.
looking from the jobs perspective, right?
Actually, I'm looking for the AWS Lambda.
Okay. Okay. So I think he's going to share that, right? For this Lambda one.
Okay.
So do you have a good idea about the rest of the services about AWS, or only the Lambda you just want to start it from the scratch?
Actually, I am learning the services.
Mm-hmm.
I have a knowledge on S3 and EC2.
Mm-hmm.
We are using some instance for
Okay.
SQL database
Okay.
in our company. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a knowledge on that.
Okay. Sure. Great. Satya, do you have any question for me?
Uh, y- yes, I
Yeah.
have a small,
Please
like
go ahead.
whatever you said,
Yeah.
like Amazon is going to provide the services to
Yeah.
the clients. They can store or maintain the data.
Right.
Only that they have some kind of services Amazon maintaining.
Right.
So only they take care about the data storing, or they have any physical, or suppose I'm having the one company,
Uh-huh.
so I just wanted to maintain some hardware or data stuffs that Amazon will going to take care only. Data they should maintain. What they only provide services. Amazon is going to provide.
I think Nick will better answer this question.
Yeah. So what happens is, who asked this question?
Satya.
Satya. What happens is, see, they will give you. So we talk about EC2. Okay, EC2 is nothing but your a server, right? Like you connect to a Linux server, right, or a Windows server in your office. You might be working for any other client. So they will give you a server. Now you are going to store data into that. Similar to what I'm doing right now. I have stored my files into my server, my machine. And similarly, you go and store there. Now Amazon will give you a server. But maintenance of that data is your job, not Amazon job. Okay. So, because security, encryption is your job, not Amazon job. Amazon has given you a server. Now, how do you maintain your data? How do you encrypt it? What firewalls you put together? Who is going to have that access? It all depends on you. That is called a shared responsibility. One is you might have heard about infrastructure as a service, software as a service, right? So this is one kind of Amazon is both infrastructure as a service as well as software as a service. Now, when we talk about Oracle database, it is a software as a service. You don't have to maintain Gmail is a software as a service, right? You don't have to do anything. You're just using its service, Gmail. Where it stores, what it does, all is Google's responsibility, right?
Correct.
But if we talk about a server you're buying, Linux server, that is called as EC2 here. Now they give you a server. Now who can access that? How that can be accessed? what encryptions you have to put is shared. Infrastructure is Amazon responsibility. Rest about that, OS patching and all that is your responsibility. Okay.
Okay.
Now see, Bharat, you are asking us how this helps you. This is a web console. Okay, this is a web console totally. Now this, if I go to an EC2 instance, I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you an RDS database also.
So example, Nick, it's example like we can deploy the web applications, we can maintain everything we can do here.
Correct. It's see. Have you guys have an idea about cloud first? Do you have an
Yes.
idea about cloud? So what is cloud?
Cloud, we can able to maintain the data in overall like irrespective of using cloud services, we can able to access.
Okay. So anybody else has any idea about cloud? What is cloud? Why Azure? Why AWS? Why they are making so much? Why there is so much traction of those cloud services in the market these days?
Nick, this is Hanish.
Yeah, Anish.
Nick, one of the very important aspect of going to cloud or other SaaS services is scalability and the cost involved to it.
Exactly. One is scalability. Yes. Perfect. And
The
I'll tell you.
availability and cost.
And for high availability as well.
Correct. High ability, scalability, correct? And other one is lower total cost, capex to
Easy
opex,
accessible.
easy accessible, experimentation, right? So all this, right? So if you see all this helps you, these are so many companies. Other thing is people want, see here, example, News Corp. It had 40 data centers before. Okay, now they don't want to get rid of those data centers. They came down to 6 in 2015. Now they might have gone out of data centers. They may not be using any data centers. Everything is AWS. Netflix, they don't have their own servers. Everything is AWS. Okay, so what do you mean by AWS is they are creating servers here. See here, I don't have any running instances. If I go here and launch an instance, I'll just show you quick and fast so that you know what we are talking about.
And
We're
one more
going to
thing,
see
Nick,
all.
this will be same as our WebLogic servers. It's like WebLogic also we used to deploy, and we can in local systems we used to deploy and access the services like that. It's like it's from this AWS is a cloud service, right? So in local we used to deploy into WebLogic and access the application like that. We can do here, right? Everything.
Exactly. See, my instance is ready now. What I did, in just click of the button, I have a Linux server ready with me. Now it will be ready in a couple of minutes. It's pending state and it's a free tier I used. Okay, so this instance is ready. Now, Bharat, when you try to create an Oracle server, how long does it take in your company for you to get a Oracle server?
To set up everything, it will take around like 3 to 4 days.
Setup is different, but when you go and buy a server, how long does it take? When you make a decision and go to Oracle saying, give me an Oracle server.
Yeah, it will take like more than 1 month.
Configuration.
It's just 1 month you're saying. I have not seen less than 3 months. Okay, I don't know whether it is true for 1 month. I don't buy.
No, 1 month.
Saying
1 month. We know that.
You get it in 1 month. Okay.
Yeah.
How long will it take in AWS? Do you think?
I'm not sure.
5 minutes.
I think
You decide I want an Oracle database. I'll get Oracle database. What will happen if you don't need an Oracle server? If you think you start doing work on AWS or Oracle, and then you decide that this is not fitting my solution, what will happen with your Oracle server, which is there you bought? Oracle, what will happen?
Try. I didn't follow you.
See, suppose I bought a Oracle server saying that this is was my requirement and this is what I will use my Oracle server for. Okay, I need 5 GB of or 512 GB of memory. I need 6 terabyte of space, and for my problem, Oracle is going to give me a solution to it. Okay, that's a solution for me. That's what I thought before. Okay, down the line, I start using it 1 month, 2 months. I realize the application which I'm building on will not be, Oracle will not be helpful for it. Okay, Oracle is not a solution for it. I want to use NoSQL database.
Okay.
I don't want to use Oracle. What will happen with, and now you don't want to get rid of that Oracle database? What will happen? You bought that server from Oracle now. What will Oracle say to you?
Yes, need to pay the source. Need to pay for the resources, right?
It's gone, right? Money is bought. It's gone. You cannot just get rid of that server because you have spent so much money into that. What will happen in AWS? I created a server now, right? I'll show you. I'll connect to it. My work is done. I say it is not useful for me. It is not sufficing my requirement. I'll just kill it. I save more money, right? Experimentation. Okay. Plus, now if you create how that relates to you as such. Okay. If you see here, why I said that. Now, if you build a Oracle server here, now if I go and create a server here, right? I have so many things here. I'll go to MySQL. Supposedly it works for everyone. If I create this server, right? Now I can have, now supposedly in Oracle, what suppose you want to have a high availability, okay, or you can say fault tolerance. How you plan for a fault tolerance for an Oracle database? Or high availability. Fault tolerance, it's a different word as such. High availability, what do you do?
For the high availability, we'll be like configuring our DRs and the clusters.
Correct. You're configuring them, right?
Yeah.
Now, not only configuring them, you are doing it manually, right? I have an Oracle database which is working. I have to configure a DR for it, right? Now, not only DR, I have to replicate the data which is there on my main server to your DR solution, right? Now you are doing it all manually, and you are putting your efforts or putting your resources to maintain them, correct?
Yes.
Now, you might be having 2 administrators to do all that. What will happen in AWS? More than that, right? What will happen in AWS? What can you imagine?
I don't know.
See here. Do you see multi-AZ? Select here. Say multi-AZ. What will it do? It will keep one copy in your main data center, and there is another data center which will keep a copy on its own. You don't have to do anything. You just, when you create your database, say that do a multi-AZ job or create a database multi-AZ. What will happen? The people who are maintaining your database, Oracle database, just for DR, are those people required here in AWS when your database goes to Oracle database? Sorry, AWS. Are those people required? No, right?
No.
So that is what I was referring to. Automation is killing jobs. And as people are moving to AWS, what is happening? Those jobs are reducing. So for us, it is very important to gather AWS skills.
Okay.
So that along with your Oracle skills, you have AWS skills, you can survive in this market.
Okay. I see that.
Okay. That is what I was saying.
Okay.
This simple example I gave you, like you talk about elastic load balancers, which I was giving. Elastic load balancers, if you want to create a load balancer manually with examples I told about HA proxies or doing auto scaling at elasticity, there are fleet of people who keep on maintaining them. It's not easy job to do it. Not at all. It's very complicated. But here in AWS, on the click of the button, you can do all that. And I'm not saying that once you set up, everything is all hunky dory. It's not like that. Okay. People are needed to maintain that as well. But you will not need such kind of people, like 10 people to do that. You might need one person to do it. Now, if you have that skill, you will be better suited that job than the person who doesn't have AWS knowledge, right? You have an Oracle knowledge, you have Linux knowledge, and you have AWS knowledge. How to use those, you will be better suited to do that job, and you will survive, right?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else has any questions?
Yeah. So, Sridhar, I think you joined pretty late. Sridhar, you there? Sridhar? Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Hi, Sridhar. I think you joined pretty late, or you was there in a session in that entire session.
I joined late.
Okay. Okay. So, fine. Sridhar, do you have any question for us related to AWS? Because we already almost finished our session. It's running from last 1.5 hours. So, is there any specific question related to AWS training you would like to know from us?
Nothing specific because uh, since I haven't listened to the class yet,
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Okay, so no issue. Okay, first of all, what I want you from each one of you, please ping me your email ID so that I will forward you the class details and the recording of this session so that you can access after the class as well. You can just type your email ID on a chat window and you can ping it to me. You can select my name as Solvexis from the drop down menu and you can just type it over here. Right, so this is the one thing which I required from each one of you. So kindly help me in this. Okay. Sridhar, I will forward you the recording of this class. Please go through, and you have my contact number as well, Sridhar, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
if you have any other question, you can reach out to me over there, and we can discuss it offline. Okay.
All right.
Shruti, you there?
Bharat has a question.
Okay.
Yeah, Bharat. You go ahead, Bharat.
I'm here. I'm here.
No, I think
You
Nick,
had a question, right?
yeah, that question he asked before that.
Yeah, you answered my question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that is done. Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah. So Shruti, you there? Shruti, are you there? Okay. Sujit, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Sujit, tell me, do you have any question for us?
That's it. I mean, I just want to know when the class will start and how much you're gonna
Yeah.
charge for that
So in
and
terms of the
everything.
classes, okay, in terms of the class, we are going to start our regular classes from 3rd of August, which is Thursday. Timings would be
Okay.
7 a.m. IST. If you are in a PST or a CST time zone, that would be your late evening. So I will drop you an email. That's why I need your email IDs, each one of you, so that I will give you all the
Okay.
details for that. Okay. And but the start date for our training for a new batch is 3rd of August, which is
What
Thursday.
is the timing?
Timings would be 7 a.m. IST.
Okay,
So if
morning.
you are not in India, so yeah, that would be most probably if you're not in India, that would be your evening time. Okay. So timings would be as per the IST, AM 7 a.m. IST and
7 to?
7 to 9. It's a 2 hours of classes we do regularly. The classes would be
Okay.
daily on a daily basis. This is not a weekend batch. This is not a weekend classes. So this would be the regular classes, daily classes, Monday to Friday as per the IST timing, which would be Sunday to Thursday evening for you. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other question, guys, for me? I receive only Satya and Sai email ID. Sujit, I need your email ID. Sridhar, Bharat, I need your email ID as well. So could you please text me on your email ID? Okay. Mayank email ID also I have. Yeah. Bharat, you there? Okay. Thank you, Bharat. So guys, thanks a lot for this session. I will share the recording of this class as well. I will send you an email, and if you have any other queries, you do have my contact number. You can please feel free to reach out to me. And